I'm a brand new sky to hang the stars upon tonight. I'm a little divided. Do I stay or run away? Leave it all behind. Give again. It's times like these learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these live again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time again.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Tatted Up X, and today I have the privilege of having the one, the only Money Mike from
What's happening, man?
season 13 in the building.
Yes. Yeah,
Mike, thank you so much for being here today.
no problem.
Mike, like I said, was on season 13 of Ink Master. He is originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His Instagram is at tattoo_money. Make sure you go follow him right now on Instagram. Before we get started, of course, I got to mention our sponsors. Shout out to Banging Candles. My girl Bang Ink is coming with the candles that have different scents based on different drinks and food items. Y'all need to get onto that. I'm telling you, I got the mint mojito right behind me right here. Got the room smelling nice. So check her out. Another one of our sponsors, of course, is Dark Skin Tattoo Tips, in which I help co-create a lot of super valuable information on that Instagram page. So make sure you go follow at Dark Skin Tattoo Tips Instagram. So Mike, we about to just hop right into it. Tell me about your tattoo journey. How long have you been tattooing and how'd you get started?
Oh man, I've been tattooing now for about 10 years, going on 11. It's never really a clear-cut answer how I really got started. It was just me and like some of my close friends sitting in the apartment bullshitting, and I think around that time like LA Ink was hot and like Miami Ink, and with Kat Von D and all that was hot. So the commercial popped up and they looking at me like everybody drunk and high. Hey man, you should try this shit. So I had already been getting tattooed a lot. I was heavily tattooed by then, but I never thought about doing it because I always figured you had to go through the tattoo shop to get the supplies and shit. But shit, once I found out you could buy it yourself, I skipped out on a pair of Jordans, saved my money, bought me a little kit, and the rest is history. So I'm just glad I stuck with it, actually.
For sure. Shout out to the friends who
my dog.
who encourage, for
and
the crazy
part about it though, like the people that's close to me, they don't even get tattooed like that. Like the ones that was there when I started, they don't even get tattooed.
It was just some shit that they just did off fly. They was just like, you do that shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, obviously, they really see you for who you are and all the talents that you possess. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a wonderful thing, and it's always great to have a down that circle of friends like that.
Oh, they're my dogs for real.
Tell me a little bit about your style. How would you describe your style?
Man, I think my style is transformed over the years. I started out like just trying to learn how to tattoo and just doing whatever, I guess whatever the flash was, because I mean, you really don't know if people are gonna accept your drawing style, excuse me, for as far as like permanent body art. So I went from like just kind of that flash style, and then I got uh used to like started seeing like the neo-traditional style, and I started going that way, but then I kind of threw in a little realism flair with it as I got better. So now I don't even know what to call it. It's just my way of doing it. So I mean, I get you with the bold lines and the smooth black and gray, and then I can hit you with the bold lines and the bright color, or I can hit you with the realism, no lines at all, and just I'm very versatile in what I do. It just depends on the vibe I get from you as a client, the vibe that I'm feeling that day. You know what I'm saying? The I guess like the work that you have, per se, if the client has work on them, like kind of see like what they got on them and kind of, get their demeanor of how I should go about, putting this tattoo on. Like I can't just put a realism line on somebody who has a lot of traditional tattoos, and it's not gonna fit them as a person. So there's a lot of factors that goes into what I do as far as a style, but I mean it's based on that person that day. Is real spontaneous when I put some shit together.
I love hearing it. I love hearing about the versatility. I feel like we about to coin it right now. It's just that's the money style. Like, so make sure that for those of you listening, you documented it here and now. We've just established that the money style is filled with versatility and
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
mashup of a whole bunch of different styles. I absolutely love hearing how much attention to detail um, you put into your work, especially as a collector. That means a lot to me that you have cared enough about me to observe my previous work.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take
You
that
got to.
into consideration. Take it into consideration how your work is going to fit into, how I've already adorned my body. A
Yeah,
lot of artists I feel like don't do that. You're honestly the first person who I've heard, mention that you're taking into consideration previous art that, is on people's body or the lack of art, that's on
yeah,
your client's body. I think that's very important and a great point, for us to sit in just for a moment, um, just because that does matter. When you're creating, a masterpiece or any type of like large scale work, or even just when you're a collector of art, you always want to see how everything's gonna fit together, right? And I mean, it's great for you to have these amazing standout pieces, but if they stand out in an awkward way, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
don't really flow with the whole big picture, right?
yeah.
So I'm loving hearing that.
Yeah, you got to, man. It's a whole. I call it the tattoo money experience, and like a lot of my clients, they joke about it, but
Period.
like that's real. Yeah, that's really what it is. Like I mean, from the music to it all starts from when I wake up until the morning. Like I got a big shoe collection. All my clients know that. Everybody that mostly follows me, they know about like I like my shoes. Like I love my shoes. So it starts with just putting on your outfit in the morning, what kind of music you ride to the shop, like that all plays a part in everything that I do.
For sure, for sure. So let's talk a little bit more about the money experience. What
Yeah.
type of music are you typically playing in the shop?
Man, it changes depends on
Give me
it.
top five, top three or five.
Top five right now. Save Me off the new 2 Chainz album.
All
That
right.
bitch that bitch jam.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah. It's a couple of Atlanta tracks that I be on daily, but
Atlanta influences everythut that's what they
yeah.
say.
And then I dip to the smooth shit. I probably put on some Anita. You can't go wrong with Anita.
Yes.
Uh, put on some Bobby. I fuck with Bobby Brown heavy.
Of
And
course,
then,
of course, the OG.
I double back to some little baby. So, I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it.
Love it.
Gotta keep it level.
Love it. I know exactly what I was thinking as you're describing it is the levels. And I think that what I'm loving about that is a lot of people don't know the journey through a tattoo session is a bunch of fucking levels. It's literally like I'm cooling, I'm coasting, this is enjoyable. Oh my God, what the and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm sure I made it through that. I'm straight, I'm good. We're back, we back leveled. So I absolutely love that your playlist is curated, to that tattoo journey. That's amazing thing. Tell me about the shoes. What shoes you got on today?
Oh, I got on my red phones, something light.
Yeah, something light. That shit's hard.
It's something light, man,
What's your favorite pair? Favorite pair of shoes?
Oh man, my favorite pair of shoes right now would probably be matter of fact, my Air Moneys. The Nike Air Moneys. I got like 8 pairs of them bitches. Yeah. I told my son that shit. He really believed it. He really believed I got my own shoe.
You never know. Honestly, I could see that happening in the very near future for you to, have so much influence that you get a custom shoe made.
Yeah.
So we
got to
into existence right now.
Yeah, got to.
Look, cough, Nike, Jordan.
I've been tagging their ass in everything.
Yes.
I'm tagging their ass in everything.
Yes. I'm loving it. What do you enjoy most about tattooing?
Man, tattooing itself, like people ask me all the time, hey man, you should, you take a vacation or anything. I'm like, I literally love what I do. I think people take like vacations like that all the time. I ain't gonna say you're not supposed to take a vacation, but motherfuckers be quick to go on vacation as soon as they can because they really don't like their fucking job. Like I literally love what I do. It's like the whole process of it. Like I literally walk in off the street and just sit down and create dope ass artwork. Like that shit is laughable to me when I think about it. Like the whole process of tattooing, like putting the piece together, sitting back and starting at the bottom from the beginning and working it up like till you get to that midway point and you kind of get that vision of like, this is what it's gonna look like when you finish and you get excited. Like, man, I'm trying to finish this bitch. I'm trying to finish this. I know it's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
And then, when the client gets up, looks in the mirror and they whole facial expression change, like you just exceeded every expectation that they had. Like that right there is just the best shit ever to me.
Yeah.
Like people to speak highly of the service that you provide and what you do, like that just brings a sense of joy that I can't really explain. Like that shit make you feel good.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that and identify, with that as well. I was just thinking about, interviewing with you today and reflecting on the interviews I've done in the past couple of days, and just so much joy just came over me. And like, I really enjoy, speaking to artists, talking about art. Like this is not work. We chilling, kicking it right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that that's something that you can identify with as well. I think that that's a place of privilege, honestly, because like how you just mentioned, there are so many people who are working hard ass jobs, slaving away at something that they don't even like to do.
Oh hell yeah!
And that's crazy to me. That's crazy. It's funny because I used to be one of those people. I feel like you go.
I was too.
Right, like you go through, that part of your life. That's always the narrative at some point in your life until you figure out what it is you love to do, and then even more so until you figure out that you can turn this into a lucrative business. Like literally whatever you want to do, whatever.
It's a market for everything.
That's what I'm
saying. It's a market for everything.
That's what I'm saying. Super inspiring. So, speaking of work, speaking of the joy that you experience every day at your job, if we want to call it that, what does success look like to you?
Shit. Success to me is just being somebody that actually knows how to tattoo. Like that's all I ever wanted to do. Like getting to this point, like it's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? Around my city, like I ain't trying to, flex and nothing, but like motherfuckers know who I am. Like they know money. Like and the craziest part about it, I've had people come in for appointments with me, don't know what I look like, but know my work. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like I fuck with that for real. Like I don't give a shit if you know what I look like, but you know my work. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Like so, success to me, that's just being like somebody that knows how to put ink in skin very well. Like it's simple. Like the money that's cool. I ain't been worried about money for a while because I know the product that I put out, like that's gonna bring that in. So this success to me, only thing I could do is just get bigger from here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that that's something that a lot of artists need to understand is what you say your definition of success is being how knowing how rather to put ink in skin well. Like that's
Yeah,
a very
yeah,
simple
yeah, yeah.
idea, but motherfuckers don't really be knowing how to do it. And
Nah,
I feel
they
like
don't.
that's the thing that's going to be the determining factor between the type of artist who, it is easy to forget and somebody who's so impactful, like you are. And I'm sure that, you're not only well known in your city, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're well known, I would say, in the world. I would even stretch to say around, in
I would
the
hope so.
country.
I would hope
I would
so.
stretch to say
I
the
would hope
world.
so.
I haven't been too many places in the world, but I would stretch to say, the world as well. So what do you think about going off of that? What do you
Yeah.
think about artists who don't do what they need to do in order to get that skill of doing it well and are just satisfied, complacent with doing what they've been doing? Who
I
don't see
mean,
growth?
yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like it's the growth stage. Like you gotta want to be better. Like that was the biggest thing with me. I wanted to be better. And like now you got a lot of motherfuckers that just want to tattoo just for the cachet, just to say they do tattoo or just for the little change they be making. Cause I know they ain't making no big money.
Yeah.
Like you spend yeah, you ain't making no real money. Like you doing fucking $25 names. Like you ain't making, there ain't no change. Like that's fucking weed money. Like like you ain't really making
If that,
no
it
money. Like
depends on how you smoke.
yeah, like you really making change. So I'm like, dog, if is this what the fuck you gonna do? Really take the time like to get better so you can really make that big money and you can really fucking flex. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing $30, $25 names. I done did one piece. You working till fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm at home chilling. But you getting the bag, you chasing the bag. So I mean, it's all about wanting to be better. You can't put that shit in nobody. You can't put that shit in nobody at all. Like motherfuckers gotta want to be good. Like I wanted to be good.
Yeah.
And when I got to a point to where I felt like I had reached my peak at a certain spot, like I dipped and went somewhere else. And that shit kind of reignited the flame, which got me to where I'm at now. So hopefully from here, I can keep going up. Like I ain't trying to stop until that's it.
Yeah.
Like I can't see nothing else that I can do.
Right. What do you think about people who say, well, I may not be on the Money Mike level, but there's a clientele group that's for me. There's a clientele group who can't afford the money experience. So that's the clientele that I serve. What would you say to those artists, but also to those clients who have put themselves in that box of, well, I can't afford that, so I'm gonna just, hit up, shorty from around the way who will do the $35 name.
Yeah. I mean, just know what you're getting yourself into. That's all. But more so speaking to the artists, like if you know right now that like that's your clientele group, that's your skill level, work your skill level. Like don't just go in that bitch trying to stay the same.
Right.
Like go in there like, all right, a few of my lines were shaky on the last tattoo. Let me try to slow down. And every line you pull, you're trying to get straight. You're trying to get them straight. Every time you do your shade, you're trying to pack it in even more. You're trying to like, use those techniques to where your tattoo is gonna come out better and better every time you do it. Because once you that clientele that you got that's in your skill level, they gonna follow you all the way up. I got people that I tattooed out of my apartment. They still come fuck with me. I got people I tattooed out of my apartment don't even want me to touch their shit because they want to keep it like that. Like, yeah, I've been down with you for X amount of years.
That's
Like I've been fucking
history.
with you. I said, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as the artist, man, you gotta keep that shit going. You want to make some real money. You want to stop having to do this job, this job, this job, this job, and tattoo just to feel like you made some fucking money. Sit your ass down and learn. Reach out, ask for some help. Like,
Yes. No, I think I love where you're going with that. I think we'll definitely dive into the get some help conversation because I feel like mentorship is something that's really lacking in the tattoo community.
Yeah.
A lot more of it. Just going back on what we were just touching on, as far as the client side, I always tell, because I do consultation, so I work a lot with clients. I always tell them to save. Anytime somebody says, "Oh, this is my concept," and I'm like, "Great, super elaborate, super detailed, color, whatever, the whole nine," and they're like, "This is my budget." I'm like, "Ain't gonna work. You got to save for that. You have to save for it.
You got to get your
I'm
fucking money right."
Yeah, and that's fine if you cannot get it today or this weekend. If you have it next summer, bet, great. But it's gonna be worth it because the shit that you were about to settle for, $200 for a portrait, it's not gonna be the portrait you want it to be in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
not.
I would encourage, people who are watching, like, let's have that as a standard. Like, don't be afraid to save your fucking money for quality.
It goes to the cliche, you get what you pay for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell me nothing about spending money on nothing. Like, I spend fucking money. So you can't tell me like, well, I gotta do this, I gotta buy this, I gotta get
like
motherfucker. I just bought 2 pair of shoes before you came here. And my income is predicated on you sitting in my fucking chair. Like, you clock in, whether you bullshit through your whole shift or not, you still gonna get your fucking hourly pay. If you don't show your ass up to my appointment, then no matter what the deposit I charged you, that's a bird seed.
Right.
And that shit, like, I always tell my partners when I explain to them, I say, man, that deposit shit cool, but at the end of the day, it kind of make you feel ungrateful when somebody don't show up because you charge $100, $200 for a deposit, but you scheduled to make 5 or 6.
Right.
So now you done blocked out like 8 hours of your day and you only got $100, $200 to show for it. You pissed off like a motherfucker. You can't do nothing with that.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think is a solution to that? Have you ever even
Ain't no
thought about
solution.
that?
Ain't no solution. Because ain't nobody gonna care about your time like you care about your time. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like deposits, let's look, we just writing the whole new tattoo contract in this interview. Deposits are about to be half from now on. Ain't no $100 deposit.
I really just started taking deposits, man. And it's crazy because it was crazy because I knew like people wasn't really canceling on me like that though, because they knew like you miss your appointment, it was gonna be about a year before you get in with me.
Right.
Because I just be booked like that. But as far as deposits go, I just started taking them. So it been making my process real smooth, the online booking and all that shit cool. Yeah. So I'm less phone time, more chill time, get my work in, I go the fuck home.
Of course. Let's fall back into what we were just talking about as far as mentorship. So you told us a little bit about the way you got started in the unconventional, way that you were introduced into this industry. Did you ever have a traditional like apprenticeship experience, or are you completely self-taught, or talk to us a little about that?
Nah, man. The only apprentice experience I had was in my fucking living room in my apartment, watching old ass YouTube videos and shit. Like, for the most part, I think the only time I got a real like formal teaching on techniques and shit is when I got at Elfin with Kirk. Because I know starting out, it was me in my apartment first and foremost, and my partner Slim, he worked across town, and then we linked up, me, Slim, and my other partner Wank. And I mean, we was pretty much 3 up and coming artists. So we really couldn't learn too much from each other. So I think like 2 years into that, we linked up with Kurt, and he gave us, a few gems, and kind of shaped our technique. Kind of, we kind of found our style, being around him. And from that point, we just, like I said, you just had a will to want to get better. So it was never a formal apprenticeship, man. I look at some cats and I wish I did have the formal apprenticeship. I know for one exactly, fucking Angel Rose.
Yeah.
Like that motherfucker has only been tattooing like 5 years.
Yeah.
And she
She's
looked like
amazing.
she looked like a fucking 20-year vet. So, you get that kind of leg up when you do the apprenticeships, but I ain't got no regrets about the way I started out. I'm proud of that shit, and I got some people that's proud of, taking that journey with me, and they see where I came from to where I'm at now.
No, I think that's great for you to share, especially with viewers who have heard so much negative shit about starting tattoos without apprenticeships.
Oh
Like, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah. Oh,
great.
they talk big shit about that.
Oh my gosh. So I was a part of a clubhouse conversation the other day, and I'm actually going to invite you to the next one that we have. And
Yeah.
they was going in on people who, watch YouTube videos, things like that. And I was just like, I honestly don't really think there's anything wrong with that. But the thing that's going to be the determining factor of if you are going to be a successful artist
Yeah.
and an educated artist is what you just explained, how your connections with Kirk. If you are
Yeah.
reaching out to the tattoo community,
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna learn. That's basically an apprenticeship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, without all the other bullshit or fuzz or haze around it. Like, I'm sitting there listening, you having, conversation with you, watching you tattoo, asking you questions, just chopping it up regular. You're basically mentoring me in the way I need to, be mentored. So I think that that's a great thing to mention. I think that's going to encourage a lot of artists who have been deterred by their unconventional process to keep going.
Yeah, you just gotta want to get better. Like if your goal is to start at your house and stay at your house, then you fucked from the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my goal, like I still got the first fucking, like when I got my tattoo kit, I still got the Facebook message I sent Kurt, like, hey man, y'all got room for apprentices? And
Yeah.
he told me no. And when he told me no, they ain't have no room, the first thing in my mind is I'm about to get my shit up so where you gonna come find me and want me to work for you. Like
Yeah.
that was my whole mindset.
Yeah. So are you just naturally artistically inclined?
Oh yeah. I've been drawing since I was little.
Okay.
I've been drawing since I was little. I mean, the artwork wasn't that good, but I've been drawing. I've been drawing since I was little.
That's fine. That's fine. And in school, were you one of those kids who, was always doodling on paper, always getting in trouble for not doing work, or were you
Oh
also
yeah.
pretty strong academically as well?
I ain't gonna say all about the academics. Me in school, me and academics, we wasn't the best of friends. But as far as the drawing tip, oh yeah, I had a few desks that I left when I left my high school. I was always,
Masterpieces.
oh yeah. I'm talking about full desk. You would have thought that bitch was a back piece. I was getting it in on that desk. I ain't care about vandalism or nothing.
Love
I
it.
was I was always the one in the class. Oh yeah, we got a project where we gotta draw this and such and such. Oh yeah, let me get Mike. I'm with Mike. We good. You know what I'm saying? It was A across the board, but as far as, you know, I focus more on my arts and like music and shit, because I was in a band as well. So if it wasn't about me drawing or me playing my instruments, yeah, me and that school shit, we wasn't getting along.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I always, hear people talk about how education, formal education rather, kills the artist in you, and that's such a
It,
upsetting thing to hear. I'm a former
yeah,
educator. I taught middle school for
yeah,
5 years, and I was a science teacher. Science is the most fun subject ever, so I had a lot of fun with that. And I always incorporated art into my lesson plans, always,
yeah,
just because I have such a passion for art, and I also know, how transformative it can be for my students, especially with like, um, you know, um, trying to communicate your emotions or what you're going through in that moment. especially middle school. It's such a pivotal time for a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
kids. But that was just a standard for me in my class. But it's just funny because I would look around at my co-teachers and that was just not something that they was doing, so I would really like to see school systems incorporate more art. Like, how amazing would it have been if your teachers had supported, your work on these desks,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like gave you more stuff to decorate, like put it up
Hey,
in displays, like who knows where you would
it
be,
was they didn't support it because I was still drawing on the desk, but they did compliment it.
Good,
I'll say that they
good.
complimented you, but they didn't support it. Like, hey man, you can really get suspended for that. I'm like, yeah, I know, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I still do it.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing, giving these students the resources to do what they do
Oh
best.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, okay, so give me something else to draw on because I'm gonna draw it
yeah,
regardless. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I think
Very,
I think like my first couple of years in high school, we had a graphic arts program, and I think like towards my junior and senior year, they had X that shit out, and
mm,
all they had was just that whack ass art class, and that wasn't kicking no ass. You know
damn.
what I'm saying? Yeah, it
What?
was fucked up.
Tell me what your teacher looked like. What did your teacher look like? You?
Oh shit, no. My graphics art teacher or
The art teachers in general at your school.
oh, my graphics art teacher, he was cool. He was a cool black dude. You know,
Okay,
that was
cool.
my
All
yeah,
right,
that was my dog.
great to hear.
He was all for it. But
But
the
of
other
course, that's the
art
class that
teachers,
they cut.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the other art teachers, you know how that go, you know. And then I was only in there for like 2 days anyway. I couldn't do this. I got kicked out of concert band, so I had to take another elective. So I had to go beg my band already. Look, man, I can't do this art shit. You gotta let me come back in here.
Right, twice, two
Yeah.
a days.
Yeah. Let me get back in because this art shit, like I'm literally gonna get put the fuck out of school if you keep making me go to this art class.
So
Because I'm literally looking at the art teacher like, you cannot draw. I'm sitting back at the desk like, you can't fuck with me. And why am I sitting here?
yeah, yeah, very interesting stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a call to change for the education system for sure. We'll just put a pin in that one. Let's transition a little bit
Yeah.
further into talking about the money experience as far as products, as far as machines, inks that you use. What are some of your favorite products to use?
Oh man. Right now, of course, Eternal. I think Eternal has probably the biggest selection of color inks that works on our skin, but I do have a couple other companies that I use: Eternal, Fusion, and Tens. Those are always my top three. Black ink is definitely right now formula number 23. That shit's so cold. And as far as machines go, the Bishops, the Cheyennes of the world, my partner Jason that was on the show with me, he put me on the Dan Cuban machine, and I've been running that since I came from doing that. So like that's really like my daily, my daily setup. 3 machines set up, Dan Cuban. I got ink machines. It's Dragonfly. I've been had that bitch for a while too. So Dan Cuban, Dragonfly, depending on what I'm doing, either Cheyenne or Bishop, Eternal for the ink, Formula 23 for the black. You about to get that work.
Love it, love it. What about for aftercare? Is there anything specific you're recommending? Are you a Sanoderm person? Are you a dry healer?
I tried the Sanoderm, but I couldn't get that shit right to save my life.
What
So
you
now
mean?
I couldn't get it right, like just to, cause like once you finish, like shit be bleeding. Like I be moving. I really be fucking moving. So like once I finish with a person, like the next person is in my fucking chair.
Mm,
So with that Sanoderm, you gotta
you
kind
need
of
to
wait till it
sit.
finish bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
I be putting a little fucking dental bib on their ass, dap them up, and send them on their way. You know what I'm saying? I tell, hey, dial antibacterial soap. You can either get a Vino or Aquaphor. We gonna make it work either way.
Yeah.
But I tried the Sanoderm a couple times. It came back good, but it's just I be moving so fast going from one tattoo to the next. Like I don't really be fucking with it like that. But Ty, I know Ty, he he's adamant about using Saniderm. He's like a Saniderm advocate. So every now and then he'll give me a couple sheets and be like, hey man, try this out. But I said, man, I'll be moving. One person get out the chair, wipe that bitch down, and the next person sitting down.
Love it. Love to hear it. So I did hear you a little earlier mention the best inks that work on our skin. So I want to hit on that for a second. Are the majority of your clients, are they people of color?
Yeah. That's what I started on. I mean, I don't discriminate as far as like I only tattoo black people. I'd be a damn fool to say I only tattoo black people. Right. I tattoo anybody that wants my work, but the majority of my clientele happens to have a melanin tint. So I'm cool with that. And I just know what colors work. I mean, and it's fucked up to say like tattooing and doing like color. That shit is really trial and error because you don't know how that shit gonna heal. You don't know how it's gonna come back, especially when you can't be there to watch them take care of it. You just gotta trust them to, do what they're supposed to do. But as far as like the inks I use, Eternal, I ain't never let me down. The fusion colors and the intense colors that I do use, I've tried them. They ain't never let me down. So like my color palette is a lot smaller than other artists, but I know them shits work and I know how they gonna come back when they heal. And I know like if you did some fuck shit during the healing process, I know I know what it's gonna look like because I know what it looks like healed and I know if you fuck it up. So it's like a pride, it's like a proven system that I got and it works for me.
100. So I'm wondering, I do the dark skin tattoo tips page with Angel Rose, who you mentioned earlier. And we get a lot of questions about, the colors that work best on darker skin. So are you limiting yourself to cooler colors, warmer colors? You do everything? Like what advice would you give people who are worried about a specific color not showing up on skin that has melanin in it?
Start off with the primaries. Simple as that. Once you start off with the primaries, you can blend them up. You can blend them going from doing like a gradient method per se, going from like the dark of a green to like a lighter green, and then 9 times out of 10, just stay in touch with the client and like, hey man, when it heals up, come back, let me see, get a good look at it. And like I said, that just goes with, I guess the tattoo money experience per se, just kind of keeping in touch with them to see how's it healing, how's it coming along, like what you're doing, like, and then most times they're gonna come back to you and get tattooed anyway, so you can kind of see the progression of what you're doing and go off of that with the colors that you have.
Right.
So if you have a green that works, for you, stick with that green. You know what I'm saying? All right, then put a little yellow in there, see if that works for you.
Yeah.
And blend it up from there. But just start with the primaries. Don't go get a fucking lavender on somebody that's 2 shades darker than me. Go with the purple.
Yeah, I love hearing that. I also love hearing, your commitment to stay in contact with your clients. I know a lot of people, once they get to a level, such as yours, they start, like you mentioned, like moving. And to hear from a person who is moving, who's constantly busy, that you're still making time for your clients is absolutely phenomenal. I love that. I love that 100%. I think that that's something people need to hear.
Yeah.
People need to understand that at the end of the day, you're still running a business, and people hate when I say it. I probably said it once or twice. I'm about to say it the third time. Tattooing is a customer service industry.
It is.
And at the end of the day, you are providing a service for somebody else. And if it is not quality, you need to make sure that you follow up with that person.
You got to.
It's not just about you as the artist. Yes, it's your artist, your creation. But at the end of the day, it's on somebody else's body, and that's the person that you need to be catering to.
Yeah, I just seen a lot of shit. I don't even seen a lot of situations go sour because of the client and artist relationship or communication. Like a lot of shit that could have been avoided if you just would have, text them back or just
Right.
walk them through certain shit. Because not everybody gonna heal the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And dealing with melanated skin, like there's some soft ass skin, so a little trauma here or there,
Mhm.
it'll have somebody at the hospital thinking they, something really wrong with them when all you got to do is look, it's going to heal up right.
Mhm.
It's just going to take a little longer than the other parts of the tattoo, but you're fine. Like if you
Right.
giving them that reassurance
Yeah.
as a professional artist, like they cool. But then when they have to go to the hospital because you don't answer the phone or you won't give them the answers that they need, then that's when all the bullshit starts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think first of all, you just hit on something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I think that it is very important that uh, us as members of this tattoo community get more transparent about the healing process.
Yeah.
And I would love to, you're actually giving me an idea right now. I'm about to write it down in just a second. That we need to, make some sort of content that is catering to specifically explaining the different ways that your shit could heal. Because I know
Yeah.
buku artists who are out here like stressed because so-and-so keeps hitting them up about this little spot that's not healing right, and they think it's infected, and it's not infected. It's just, going through whatever is going
Yeah, it's
through.
going through the phase.
It's going
It's
through
going
a
through that ugly
phase.
stage.
Exactly. And some ugly stages are uglier than others.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? So I think that's something I'm gonna put some time into soon, and I would love to have your input on that. Maybe if you have like any pictures from clients or things like that. I think that's something people need to see, because
Yeah.
if you have never seen that before, that shit is scary. It's like you said, I need to go to
Hey.
the hospital.
Yeah.
But if you have something to compare it to, then
they know.
that will bring a sense of, calm to the artist. So thank you for that. Yeah. Where do I want to go next? What's your biggest pet peeve? What irritates the shit out of you, gets under Money Mike's skin? Don't do it around him, or you finna get slapped.
It's fucked up to say, but motherfuckers, they just cannot sit still. Like for the fucking life of me, like you can't, like why you here. Like why the fuck you here. You know what I'm saying? Like you came for this. You text me for an appointment. You set the appointment. You waited. And you still coming here with that fuck shit. Like you can't, like what's going on. It's like you trying to write a letter on a desk and somebody is shaking that bitch. You know the letters and shit not gonna come out right. And you
you want to be mad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, like why is it taking so long? Bitch, it's taking so long because your ass want to sit still, won't sit still, and I gotta go over 3 and 4 lines 9-10 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's ridiculous.
For sure.
That's the and it always be the motherfuckers that be tatted up, like be tatted from head to toe, that cannot sit the fuck still. Dog, that shit be making me mad, boy.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could scream, cuss, whatever the fuck you want to do. As long as you sit still, I have no issues with, because I can tune that shit out. I can tune it out, but when you can't sit still, oh, we got a fucking problem, man.
Yeah, because this was your idea.
Yeah,
you said, you came to me.
You came and found me. I didn't come find you. You came looking at my shit. I was chilling. You brought this bullshit to me.
Wasting my goddamn time.
Yeah, and then it always be the early appointments. The early appointment, it be always the fucking. It's either the first appointment or the last appointment. They can't sit the fuck still. Either you're gonna start your day off bad or you're gonna end my shit bad. Either one, I'm still mad.
I'm dead. So going off of that, how do you feel about numbing cream?
Hey, honestly, I don't fuck with the numbing cream at all. You gonna get this tattoo raw. Fuck that shit. Hey, that's how I got my shit. Hey, look, this is how I explain the numbing cream. If you ever seen Space Jam, when Bugs Bunny walking that bitch, and with the water bottle full of water and say Michael's secret stuff, and everybody trying to get the bottle, ain't nothing but water. That's how I feel about numbing cream. That shit don't do it ain't nothing but just like a peace of mind. Oh yeah, I put some numbing cream on, you gonna be good.
Yeah.
So now they whole mental psyche is refreshed, I guess, and they sit there for another 30 minutes to an hour, think, oh yeah, this shit working. I ain't even put shit on you. Just sit your ass down and get the fucking tattoo.
Hilarious.
But me personally, I don't use a numbing cream. If they use it before they get to me, that's cool. I'm fine with it. But I'm not offering it. I never offer it.
Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't last. It's something that you're gonna have to keep, reapplying, and that's just adding more time to it. So
yeah, if you ain't getting a fucking anesthetic to where you got a syringe and the little vial of shit,
right?
There ain't no topical numbing cream finna work against that fucking machine and them needles.
Right. I think it's interesting because people, with my science background, I know a lot about skin, and people don't understand like the way your anatomy is. It's like, nerves, they're these long strips of tissue. So it's not like once you put something on the top, it's gonna travel all the way through. It's like you put it on the top, you start, getting into that shit. That next layer of that, the next section of that nerve is gonna be exposed. You know what I'm saying? And so people it's so funny that people be trying to do stuff to their bodies and not really understanding, the science and the technical shit behind it.
Yeah.
I think that's so interesting. So no numbing cream.
Now I don't offer it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't offer it. If they come with it, they could use it. By all means, use like the closest thing to numbing cream I probably use is Bactine, and they just get the swelling down a little bit.
Right.
But as far as numbing cream, I'm good on that. I think probably the best one I've used probably was like the ones that you got to use after you break the skin. Mm-hmm. I think those work better than the ones you just put on and wrap up.
Yeah, but the before breaking of the skin is really fucking pointless, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah. So let's make a transition into my favorite part.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot of shit, but I just feel it in my soul that this is about to be the climax. Let's talk about Ink Master season 13.
Yeah. I did that shit.
You did that shit.
I did that shit.
You definitely did that shit. Tell me how you feel about the show. Do you feel as though it is a good representation of the tattoo industry?
I mean, is Real Housewives of Atlanta a good representation of women? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got your pros and cons with both of them. Like, it's an opportunity to showcase like what you can do. It's a platform. That's all I see it as. I don't see it as anything negative per se. Like, I enjoyed the fuck out of my time at Ink Master. Like, I met some dope ass fucking artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, other people might feel the same. I mean, feel differently, but it was all good with me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, getting a chance to link up with other artists like that you see like they could do the level of work that you're trying to get to and be able to sit down and really ask them questions without paying a fucking fee. Because everybody's trying to charge for they time these days, which I ain't mad about. Get your money, baby. But just to sit down and chop it up, like how you did this, how you went about doing this, what kind of machines you're using, what kind of inks you're using. That was one of the biggest. That was probably the biggest thing that happened to me by being a part of the show, was being able to sit down with those artists and kind of chop it up about their process of tattooing and the products and the machines and equipment that they using to help me out and getting points and tips from them to how to make my work better. But Ink Masters, that's probably like shit. It's at the top of my career list. Is like milestones that I reached, man. Me being on fucking TV, that first and foremost. Like,
major.
I'm on fucking TV.
Major.
So I was loving that shit.
For sure. Yeah. Tell me about how you feel as though they personified you as an artist. Like, so I'm thinking about, obviously, Ty.
Yeah.
Ty Viper was on Ink Angels, and in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
show, he was the bad guy. Like
yeah.
it's very obvious that for those of you who haven't seen Ink Angels, make sure that you go check that out. I'm sure you could go see it on YouTube or something. But the episode of Ty Viper, he is
Yeah.
the bad guy. He's a snarky
Not yeah,
asshole.
not what we know. Not what we
Right.
know at
And
all.
so I'm wondering, do you think that they gave you a different persona, or do you think that they reflected who you really were?
Oh yeah, they gave you the leeway. I think with Ink Angels, it was more so that it was such a quick hitter, so they had to make that quick ass impact with it. But as far as when I did my when I did season 13, it was all about just making the audience fall in love with who you were as a person. They wanted you to be yourself, like to have a story to
Mm,
tell, like to make the audience want to root for you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was never no, hey, we need you to do this, we need you to do this. Nah. Cause I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it myself. Like I know too many motherfuckers in Baton Rouge for me to act a certain way on TV, and then I see them when I'm out getting drinks and shit, and be like, hey motherfucker,
Right.
that shit you
What
put
was
on
that?
TV, that ain't you. That ain't you, dog. Like that ain't you at all. You know what I'm saying? So I try my best to give the producers of the show and to give the network what they wanted from us as artists, and I try to balance that with who I was, being true to myself.
Okay.
So it after like the third or fourth day, it got kind of easy, and I kind of fell in the groove with it. But as far as them trying to give me different character traits that was outside of myself, nah, it wasn't one of those situations.
Good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's one of my least favorite things about reality TV. I'm not a fan of reality TV solely for that reason.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I do
yeah.
not like being misrepresented, and I often feel like reality TV shows um, do that just for views. So that's
Yeah.
great to hear. Do you have any plans for any future reality TV debuts, or are you
Oh,
done with that?
hey, shit. If they call me, I'm on the way. Shit,
Love it.
I ain't got no problem being on TV.
Love
I'm
to
all
hear
for
it.
that shit.
Love to hear it. So before we transition to the next part of the show, I always
Yeah,
ask this question. I feel like it's very important for us to hit on this. The name of the show is Ink Therapy for a reason.
yeah.
Tattooing has been a very therapeutic process for me personally, and I know that a lot of people can, identify with that experience as well. Tell me what you think is the most therapeutic thing about tattooing, whether it's from the artist perspective or the client perspective, whichever one you want to take.
Like I say, man, it's the tattoo money experience, like the whole vibe of what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
as the besides the service that I offer. You know what I'm saying? It's the vibe more than anything. I mean, once a person is comfortable with you, all that anxiousness, all those extra ass feelings about the tattoo within itself and the session, like that shit kind of goes out the window. Like you come in, good attitude, you put the music on, let them get their groove on. It's just that puts them in a place like they happy place. You know what I'm saying? Then I got little drinks and shit in here. I got the TVs and shit. So like I'm really trying to make sure you comfortable, like you feel at home. So when you start getting this work, I don't want to hear no shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you good. But that's it starts with the vibe. Like that's where I start the process with. Like once I'm putting my piece, like I can't start putting my pieces together without getting that perfect song to start the day off with. No matter what the fuck I was listening to in the car, like when I get in here, it can go from Lil Baby to Anita Baker real quick, just from them 9-10 steps from my car until in my station. So it starts with the music, and from the music, we just keep it flowing all the way till I'm wrapping you up and sending you out the door.
Mm-hmm. I love to hear that. I think, the theme I'm getting there is you're allowing your clients to, shed whatever they're holding on to just for a moment, like how you said that anxiety leaves, the jitters leave.
Yeah,
Not only are you, shedding layers of skin physically, right, as you're getting tattooed, but you're shedding a lot of emotional shit too.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love to hear that.
I think
Uh,
like with the tattooing, man, I think that's when a lot of people get like most of they free time because like if you tell everybody I'm getting tattooed, automatically they're like, all right, I'm gonna hit you up later. So you ain't gotta worry about your phone ringing, you ain't gotta worry about nobody like just breaking your, you know, your peace, I guess, if you want to call it that. So, you know, you as soon as you say I'm getting a tattoo, all right, I'm gonna call you back. Then you only have to tell them you gonna call them back. They're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna hit you back. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
busy.
You there. You ain't gotta worry about your phone ringing. You ain't gotta worry about who calling you, who looking for you. You in a session. Everything's good.
That's very interesting. I'm gonna touch on this a little bit.
Yeah.
That you say, you know, you're allowing yourself to have that moment of peace. I don't understand why the fuck people be bringing a fucking entourage to the tattoo session. If you don't get the fuck away from me, like
Yeah.
I just never understand that. Like, yeah, I just brought all my friends to, you know, watch me get tattooed. Like, who what I
I
want to
mean,
know what type of person has those character traits. Like,
it's I think it's more so with the younger crowd though.
yeah,
I think it's the younger crowd because you know now everything gotta be on social
social.
media. Like, yeah, get my reaction when I get my tattoo, or you know when they stick me for the first time. And you know, like the older crowd, they like, man, I want as less people with me. Like they significant others be like, hey, yeah, I'm about to come up there and bring some. Nah, you good? I catch you when I get home. You know what I'm saying? Like they just be wanting to. They just it's their me time, I guess.
Yeah,
So I mean, I ain't with the whole entourage shit. I left that shit early in my career.
for
Now
sure,
it's just me and my client.
for sure, for sure. Um, let's transition into the next part of the show. I got some tattoo news for those of you watching. So there is the first annual tattoo competition happening in Gainesville, Georgia at Art Tattoo Studios. You can find out more information at arttattoostudios.com/tournament. Artists will have 5 tattoos, 5 hours. Let me start that over. I'm going to edit this out. Artists will have 5 hours to tattoo the same design in their own style, and artists will be judged on saturation, line work, composition, placement, contrast, and detail. The first place winner will get $1,500 and a custom trophy. Second place wins $500. Tattoo competition. That's very interesting. I'm excited to be there. I will be there. So for those of you who are going to be in Georgia on February 20th, if you do want to enter, it's $100 for clients and $50 for artists. So go ahead and check that out. For the last part of the show, one of my favorite parts, we're going to play a game with Money Mike right now. So the game that I've decided to play is Never Have I Ever. For those of you who have never played this game, I'm judging the shit out of you because everybody's played this game. But for those of you who have not, the way this works is Mike has 2 pieces of paper, one that says I have and one that says I have not. I'm going to read a
I
series
got them
of
on my paper.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got it.
We got everything we need. I'm going to read a series of statements and he's simply going to answer them. If he would like to explain himself, he's more than welcome to, or he can just leave it up to y'all's imagination. All right, so let's get into it. Never have I ever sneaked into a party.
I have all the time. We ain't trying to pay them high ass party prices, man. That shit, motherfucker be trying to charge you like $40, $50 at the door. We trying to backdoor everything.
Love to hear it. Hopping fences, climbing through
Oh
windows.
yeah. I'm about all that.
Never have I ever tattooed someone older than 65.
I have not. I think the oldest person I tattooed I think it was for her 54th birthday. And that was around the time Prince had died. So she got a little Prince symbol.
Shout out to Prince, man. R.I.P. to my dog. Ooh, so that you know gives me some ideas. So we need to reach out to some of the older crowd. If you're listening, you're over 65. Make sure that you make an appointment to have
Yeah.
the money experience because it definitely sounds like quite the experience. Never have I ever stolen anything.
I have. We all been there before. I ain't always have money. You know, you gotta hit. Well, I haven't stolen per se, but I have bought stolen goods. So I think it's kind of like the same. We all know the boosters. We all know the boosters. So
Look,
you know.
Ain't no thing. I was
Yeah.
stealing when I was like 6 out of the damn
Yeah,
toy
you know what
store.
I'm saying. You know what I'm
just
saying? Like
doing
doing
kid
shit like
shit.
that.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's
Not
about
knowing
it.
any better, but yeah, sometimes like you
Yeah.
said, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Of
Sometimes
course. Of course. Of course.
my little quarters didn't add up to that little puppy
They
dog I
didn't.
wanted.
They
So
didn't.
I had to make something shake.
Pocket
Have
full
you
of
had
mint.
have you ever had something of your own stolen?
Oh yeah. Shit, I got my apartment hit. And the fucked up thing about it, when my apartment got broken into, after my partners asked was I okay, the next thing out they fucking mouth was they didn't get the shoes, did they? I was like, nah, the shoes was good. They just got the shit that was in the living room.
Oh, they didn't make it that far.
Oh yeah, they just got the shit that was in the living room. They would have got the shoes, I probably would have broke down and cried. Like you
Yeah.
got everything and my shoes. Like you ain't leaving me shit.
No, that hits different.
Yeah. That would have fucked me up.
Never have I ever misspelled a tattoo.
I have, but it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I put the tattoo on. I put the tattoo on my client. I let her look at it. I let her look at that motherfucker.
So this is her fault.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the fucked up part about it. I let her look at it because I'm hearing. I think it was like a B. I think she said B, but I think it was I had put D. So she looked at that motherfucker. I said, all right, check it out. See if you like the design and everything. Looked at that motherfucker, front to back, got close up on the mirror and everything. Yeah, this good. I like it. Sat in the chair, finished the tattoo like 30 minutes after. I was like headed home. She was like, yeah, you spelled my child's name wrong. I said, how the fuck? How the fuck did I spell it wrong? I asked you, was it right? And then, we talked about it and like, oh, all right, I see what happened. But, it was cool. I covered it up. She was happy with it. She was like, it was a simple mistake. And she liked my work. She trusted my work. She was like, it was just a simple mistake. Yeah. I took care of her. I covered it up. I covered it up for free. And she was trying to pay me for it. I'm like, nah, you good. I fucked that up. Cause you know how motherfuckers in the street is.
Yeah.
Like you messed them up.
Exactly.
Oh, they gonna talk about you bad.
Yeah.
Like they gonna talk about you bad. So I went on here and took care of that. I ain't lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? For anything, I probably gained more clientele because the piece that I covered it up with was actually better than the piece that she originally got.
Yeah.
So I wasn't tripping.
For sure. That's one thing that I will say. Either an entourage or a second opinion, even if you take a picture and text it to somebody, is good for, because I can understand being in that situation. Like how you said, like your anxiety is up, you're thinking about a lot of different things, your adrenaline is rushing. You might, it's easy for you as a client even to skip over stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, she was in the mirror looking twice, 3 times, and she missed it as well. So that goes to show that you might need
players fuck up.
Yeah.
Players fuck up.
But they get back up.
Yeah.
Never have I ever lied to someone I'm interested in to get their attention.
I have not.
Why?
I don't.
Honest John, I love to hear it.
Yeah, I never had to.
Look, you don't have to flex. Your life is a flex.
Yeah, it's fucked up to say, but it is. Like I don't
That's not fucked up. What? Give yourself your flowers. You know what I'm saying? That's you worked hard for that shit.
Yeah, I ain't never really not lie. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing out of order, like nothing out of my character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Never have I ever gone number 2 in a shot bathroom.
Oh no, I have. Hey man, Hey, look, I got wipes, I got air fresheners, I got Lysol, I got all that.
Okay.
I turn the vent on.
All
you know
right.
what I'm saying? You in one spot for 12, 13 hours a day. You eating and snacking, and I drink beer and shit. It's got to come out one way or another.
As long as you have the essentials, like you said, as long as you got the things to take care of it afterwards. So I don't know what the fuck went on before I
Exactly.
got in there.
Exactly.
But
We got candles and everything around this bitch.
love it, love it. I'm definitely gonna have to check the shop out. I'm super excited to come there in the next few weeks. Never have I ever passed out drunk.
Oh shit. All this, I just recently stopped passing out drunk. Like maybe like 4 years ago. I used to get, I'm talking about, I had so many fucking epic nights that I do not remember.
Love it.
And I'm mad about it.
What changed it? Just the age started hitting you or what?
Nah, my girl, she used to get mad at me. She like, you just get so fucking drunk. I don't know what to do with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey man. But now I drink like a lot of Moet. So like if you see pictures on my Instagram, me drinking Moet, like that's the only drink right now besides beer that I can drink that gets me to that drunk level.
Right.
But it don't get me to that drunk state to where I'm just falling all over myself and shit. But yeah, I gave that the recovery time to slow down, like all that.
Yeah. Hilarious. Never have I ever forgotten an appointment.
Oh shit. Wait a second. I have. I'm not gonna lie, and they know. But I still make sure they're straight though. I'll forget you. And then most times when I forget, it always be something small. Like it's never like something major. And if I do, it was probably like a miscommunication or something. But other than that, oh yeah, I forgot many appointments.
It happens.
Oh yeah. I make sure they take care of them though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I make sure I take care of them though.
Never have I ever gotten a speeding ticket for going over 100 miles per hour.
I have not.
Safe driver. Love to
hear. I don't be in a rush at all.
Never have I ever tattooed myself. Does that mean you do it all the time?
Oh yeah. When I first started out, I can't do that shit now.
Yeah.
I can't do it now. But when I first started out, I was tattooing myself. I ain't want to fuck nobody else up. So like if I'm gonna tattoo somebody, I'm gonna tattoo myself. I can't beat my own ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I
had. 2 more. Never have I ever sent a naughty text or picture to the wrong person.
I have not.
Nice.
Proofread.
Double, triple check before you press it.
Double check the number. If you're gonna do it, you gotta make sure it's going to who it's for.
Look, that life is not for everybody.
Yeah. It ain't like Instagram where you can unsend. Like you texting some shit, that's gone. Like once you hit send, it's gone.
Last but definitely not least, never have I ever copied another artist's work.
I have and I have not. Okay. I say as far as the concept goes, I take the concept and then flip it to something of my liking. But as far as like just flat out copying that bitch,
that's what I mean.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
I see it though. I see motherfuckers like print out the actual tattoo and stencil the tattoo. Like how the fuck do you stencil the tattoo that's already tattooed on somebody? Like, yeah.
And you know what people say? They'll say, well, that's what the client wanted.
Yeah. And like I get, I get the pictures of, people's actual tattoos on them. They be like, can you do something like this? Yeah, all right.
I can do something like that.
Yeah, I'll do something like that. I'll take it, flip it, make it for them. And you'll never know. Like you'll be like, well, I showed him this and he gave me this. I'm like, oh yeah, he did his thing with that.
Right. Yeah, I really can't stand that shit. I do not like that verbatim, straight. Like you said, pick the tattoo, copying exactly what the client wanted. Tell the client no. Tell the client that's plagiarism.
Unless it's some small shit like little infinity sign, like little flash like type shit.
Of course.
Like that Pinterest type shit, the little arrows and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I print that shit out and stick it on, no problem. But
if
it's like a big ass elaborate custom piece, nah.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
That's a no-go.
I can't do it.
Well, Mike, I really appreciate you spending time with me tonight, making time for this. This I feel like it's such an important conversation for a lot of people to tune into. So I have so much gratitude for the space that we've shared tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure that you follow Money Mike's Instagram. Again, it is at @tattoo_money. If you do not follow him, go do it right now.
right now.
Make sure you follow Ink Therapy as well. It's at Ink
Yes.
Therapy Official. And make sure you follow our YouTube channel so that you can watch this interview and other interviews just like it. Well, honestly,
Yeah.
there's not an interview just like this. Honestly, we've talked about so much shit. And honestly, I feel like yeah, this is one that will not be duplicated. So
Yeah.
uh,
That was the plan. That was the
look, that's
plan.
the money experience.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
you
it
know,
is. And I love how it is, you know,
all kind of shit.
yes, it's transformed past just a tattoo experience. It's an experience in general that people
Oh
have
yeah,
shared,
yeah.
you know? So that's powerful. That's powerful as hell. And I appreciate that. And I'm thankful to have been a part of this with you tonight. So that being said, peace out, y'all.